Welcome to the Voice of Reason Sports Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the show, leave a comment, and click that like button. NBA draft has happened. NBA free agency, at least the big names, have moved on, signed big deals, re-signed. A lot of good stuff happening in the NBA.
Nah, man, all over. There's so many things, so busy.
It's so busy. But let's start with the draft. And let me start with this part about the draft. I don't know any of those dudes that were drafted. I'm going to be honest with you. I was like, some of the dudes I couldn't even pronounce their names. I was like, only person I can tell you I know from the draft was a second-round draft pick named Bronny James that went to the Lakers.
Come on, man, it ain't that bad, dog.
I mean, it was pretty bad. It's like
you know a couple more people than
that. A few. Did I care? Not really. Do I think they're going to be special?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Do I think Bronny James is going to be special? No, but you know what? The Lakers had to draft him if they wanted to keep LeBron.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's the path. It's just nepotism at its finest. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't hating.
It don't really help the team none. I don't feel like Bronny James helps the team none, except for the spectacle.
Exactly, but you know what?
And son playing together, they're gonna try to start them, or at least bring them in early in the game.
Right,
Everybody gonna start going
LeBron.
Nuts, and then they're gonna wait for the first time he able to throw an alley-oop.
But look at it from this standpoint. Like when you have that much power and that much leverage, you got to use it. And LeBron is doing it. And I can't hate on it. Anybody else would have did it. The owner would have did it. The coach.
I mean, Giannis got his brother on the team. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I get it.
We know Giannis's brother doesn't deserve to be in the NBA, but you know what? He runs that team. He has all the leverage. So you know what? My brother makes this team. I don't understand why Steph Curry didn't do that in Golden State, but
yeah, I mean, Seth is still in the league, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Giannis' brother would not be in the league.
Right. But Seth's brother had to earn his way into the league.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. He could get on the team. So Steph ain't got to pull the strings for him because he can still get on the team. You know?
Yeah. And I think when he had to earn his way into the league, that was before Steph was a superstar. Right? He was a good player, but he wasn't like running things like he could now. I don't think he would do it anyway. But no, I take that back because he did. He got his brother. Yeah. He got his brother-in-law on the team.
Mm-hmm. He'll do it.
Yeah, he's done it. He's done it. He ain't just he's done it.
Oh, his brother-in-law's on the team.
His brother-in-law was on the championship team.
Oh, wow.
His sister's husband, he was in the G League, and some kind of way this dude made his way onto the Warriors roster.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's not uncommon. I ain't hating. I mean, not only did LeBron get his son on the team, he got his boy, his co-host of his podcast, as the head coach.
JJ Redick. I don't even know what to say about it, man. I just don't even know what to say. Lakers are just doing. They're just being a spectacle of the NBA right now. There's no moves that they're doing. This tells me they're going towards a championship. You know, and it's all because of LeBron. Because ever since LeBron been there, he been kind of basically running stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, bringing in Westbrook. The stuff they've been doing. You know. And then Westbrook had one of his most terrible seasons he's ever had.
So wait. You're not impressed with JJ Redick's experience as a head coach? Coaching his daughter's youth girls basketball team?
That's what I'm saying. Experience? What experience? Like, really? I just don't know what the Lakers are doing. I have no clue. Are you just trying to fill the seats or what? You know what I'm saying? You hiring Darvin Ham and stuff like that. Like, who are you bringing in that's helping your team get to a championship? I don't know, man. It's hard to figure out what they're doing. The thing with Bronny was, of course, so telegraphed.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
we already knew that was happening. Right. I mean, when you look on the odds, the Lakers were by far the highest team odds for him to pick Bron.
Yeah.
You know,
I was surprised they didn't take him in the first round, to be honest with you. I thought they were gonna do something real bold.
Now if they did it in the first round, it would have been a mockery of the NBA. Because we know Bronny does not deserve to be in the first round of that draft. You know, even though, like you said, there's a whole bunch of no namers, quote unquote. You know, but and a lot of that was because they're from the Euro League.
Right.
You know, which that's what we're turning into. It's going to be a whole league of Euros.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. It's getting worse and worse. I mean, I don't know if I can say worse, but there's more and more Euros coming in.
Well, you know, and the league is a scoring league, and the European players are more skilled scoring wise, at least shooting wise. Shooting wise.
Yeah, shooting. They the mid rangers. You know, they got the mid range games.
They got the in the 3-point shooting.
In the 3 points.
Yeah. So shooting wise, they are more skilled at it, and that's what the league has become. Because you know, as they turn away from a lot of the tight, touchy defense that you used to can play, you know, I feel you got to be a much better defender because you can't get away with the stuff we used to get away with in the 90s as a defender. You can hold, you can grab, you can push, somebody shoots a jump shot. I remember some of the players, I couldn't remember, was Charles Oakley or somebody, they'll put their hand on you, or put their elbow on your hip and kind of nudge you as you're shooting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they control you with that elbow, that forearm elbow just right there on your hip.
Right there on your hip. Yeah.
You can't go nowhere.
You can't go nowhere, or even if you shoot the ball, just that little nudge would throw off your shot.
Or how they used to let you hand check. You know, put your hand right there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And kind of guide the guy right there, you know?
Right. Mm-hmm. So it's much harder to play defense. And when you add these guys that are, you know, in their league, in the European League, you know, hey, that's what a Europe step came from. It actually came from Argentina, right? Because we saw it from Manu Ginobili, who kind of, you know, patented in the NBA. So they brought that in. They brought in the scoring focus, and that's where the league is going. And you get a lot of scorers that's coming in. And I mean, not the trippy thing was, and I heard, I forget who it was on ESPN that mentioned it. You know, the Celtics had the pick right before the Lakers in the second round, right? They had the 54th pick. The Lakers had the 55th pick. And man, that would have been dirty if the Celtics had taken Bronny James. I wish they had did it. They should have did. Yeah. They knew the Lakers wanted him. They should have just took him, just for the hell of it. He didn't have to sign, just own his rights.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they could have. I mean, let's be honest. The second round in the NBA is equivalent to the 7th round in NFL. You know, just the second round. I mean, because there's only 2, and you know, the people who usually get picked, besides like Jokic, you know, somebody who's got picked late but still came through and took over. You don't remember those people. You don't know those people.
Right. You got Jokic, you have Manu Ginobili. There was a bunch of it wasn't what's his name that played for the Heat? Wasn't he taken in the second round?
Who
Jimmy.
Jimmy
Butler. Wasn't he taken in the second round? I don't remember.
I cannot remember where he was drafted. Cannot remember where Jimmy Butler was drafted. Butler, I could look that up though.
Yeah, I forgot. I forgot where he was drafted, but yeah, I mean, you know, you got some of those guys that slipped through the cracks who made it out of the second round.
Yeah, man. Not many though.
Not many.
You know? He was in the first round, 30th overall, in the 2011 NBA draft.
What round?
His first round.
First round. Oh, okay. Close to the second round.
Close to the second round.
Close to the second round.
Late first round.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you know, Bronny James was drafted. I mean, that's all we know of. But I mean, hey, there was a lot of re-signings and player movement. I think the biggest one was Paul George going to the 76ers. I think that was kind of a shock to me. I thought he was going to at least stay, on the West Coast. I thought if he was going to leave the Clippers, he was going to the Lakers or he's going to the Warriors. And I know the Warriors made some effort to get him, but not the 76ers, even though I think that was a great move by him. I think that it gives him the best chance at a championship because I think his window, Paul George is like 34 years old. So he's got like a
He don't
3
have
year
much
window.
longer.
He ain't got that much time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
and
I think it was
he's not
smart.
playing full seasons. He's not playing full seasons right now. He's going to miss 20 games.
Right. And he can't carry a team anymore.
Right.
It was a lot to ask him to do in LA, with Kawhi, taking a game off here and there, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So and it just never really worked with him and Kawhi playing together. It's just kind of an odd team. So
well, you know what they didn't have, I didn't feel like I don't have numbers on this, but I just didn't feel like they played together a lot. One was hurt, the other was hurt, or both of them was hurt.
Right.
I just didn't feel like they played together a lot.
Not a lot, but even when they played together, I mean, really, were they that dominant? Did they play well off of each other? I don't really think so.
No, I didn't feel like I definitely didn't feel like they played off of each other.
Right. I didn't think they didn't have good chemistry together, and I think that kind of led to the mediocre play of the of the Clippers. But hey, they get the nice new stadium. So
that state, boy, that new arena is nice.
Yeah, it is. Yes, sir.
I saw a little internal virtual tour of it. That arena is nice, man. They got a lot of I don't want to say
a lot of bells and whistles,
a lot of technology type stuff in it. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of technology in there, man.
I heard they have like sensors in there to tell what side of the arena is the loudest.
Oh wow!
Yes.
I believe it.
I believe it, and that's dope. And there's a section of the arena. I don't know how they're going to do this, but this is what they say: a section of the arena where only Clippers fans can sit. Like, okay, how do you do that? How do you stop a Clippers fan from selling their tickets?
Oh, you can't. You can't.
So
there's no way. And if you see them there, are you going to kick them out?
Yeah, it's like I don't know how you do that, but okay, they claim that they're gonna have a section that's only for Clipper fans. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna stop that from happening.
I don't know. Can you sell a ticket and prevent it from being resold?
I don't know. I don't see how you could do that.
I don't know what I'm saying?
Because there's no identity, attached to that ticket. When you bring it, you just scan it at the front. As far as I know, there's no identity attached to the ticket.
Right. I mean, maybe they can stop you from selling it on a third party seller or third seller type website like the StubHubs and the Ticketmaster. Maybe they can prevent you from doing it that way.
I mean, can they stop you from sending a hard ticket though to somebody?
I don't think so. No, I think like if when I had season tickets, I could actually move the ticket to my Apple Wallet. Because there's no signal when you get a lot of these. Well, at least when I had season ticket, there's probably Wi-Fi signals now, or you can get your cellular
crypto tickets now. Crypto tickets.
They're crypto ticket. Yeah,
you just move from wallet to wallet. Just like
exactly. But I mean, even with the Apple Wallet, I mean, I could have easily just moved my ticket on to someone else, which I did before.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know how they're gonna do it, but it's gonna be really fun to see. For our listeners out there, I would go out and check out the Clippers' new arena.
Oh yeah, virtual tour, Clippers' new arena virtual tour.
Yeah,
it does look. I just want to go just to see it, just to see what it looks like.
Yeah. Well, with this move by the 76ers, they're my number 2 team in the Eastern Conference behind the Celtics. Like
I just don't feel like you said. I don't feel like George is the person that puts the team over top no more. That time is past him.
No, I don't think it's past. Not yet. I think he's got 2 years to figure it out with the 76ers. I think this upcoming year, they can overtake the Celtics, with the injuries to Porzingis and other players. I think they got the potential to take it next year.
I mean, is George going to play more than 60 games? Is he going to play 50 games? I mean,
You know,
he cannot stay healthy though. I mean, I've
well,
seen him like last minute, just before tip off, get canceled out of a game.
But he's not there to win, to play 82 games.
Yeah, but he has to, because
No,
yes, he does, because Embiid is going to miss some games. Embiid clearly cannot play a full season without being hurt, without being injured.
but that's not.
Never
But
has.
the point is the 76ers still make the playoffs. Even with
Yeah,
Embiid missing games, they still make the playoffs.
yes,
Paul
in the
George,
East, in the
Paul
East, you can do it.
George, yeah, in the East. Paul George is there to win a championship. If he missed 20, 30 games, it doesn't matter, long as he plays in the playoffs, just as well as Embiid. Make the playoffs. They can make the playoff with Tyrese Maxey, who recently signed a 4-year, $204 million deal.
Huge deal.
Huge deal. Yeah.
I just don't feel like George is that last little key element to put a team over the top like that no more.
Wow, really? I think Paul George is that guy.
Nah, he has to come. He has to be on a team that's already made to be there. Like if he goes to the Celtics, he'll help him stay there. You know what I'm saying? If he goes to, what will be the next team? What will be the next team in line?
But you don't think Paul George as your third option on the 76ers doesn't make the 76ers a top team in the Eastern Conference?
No, I still pick the Bucks over them.
You pick the Bucks over them?
I still take the Bucks over them.
Giannis and who?
Well, it would have been Giannis and Dame, but
yeah, exactly. You know, Dame can't make it through. He can't make it through a playoff series.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I've seen him play more games in seasons than Paul George.
You think so?
Okay? I don't know how you rely on Paul George to be there during the playoffs, because he's hurt so much. He's hurt so much.
No,
I don't
not like
you
that.
Can rely on him. Yes, like that.
He just played the playoffs this season. He played the full series.
Yes, but I'm saying, as far as his games for the season, you can't expect that somebody who missed that many games during the regular season is going to be available for you fully, unless you give him a lot of rest. You do a lot of that resting.
At 34 years old, he deserves that rest.
Right. But doing that, you are taking away from that team. Now, all what you brought him for is on a bench for that amount of time. He's not playing.
But that's my point. Like, if he was on a team where desperately needed him to play, he's going to be the third option on the 76ers. So even the games that he missed, the 76ers, he's the third option. The 76ers should still make the playoffs.
Yeah, it's good in name. But I watched that dude play this year, yo. He's not the same Paul George. I used to bet his unders all the time. Okay. I used to bet his unders because he just wasn't consistent. He's not that consistent player no more. No, he's not. He's not that consistent of a player no more. You know, sometimes he's going to give you 12 points. Sometimes he's going to give you 8 points. And then he come around, he give you 26 sometimes. You know, but he's going to consistently give you 23, 24, and 7 rebounds. 6 rebounds. He's not going to do that.
Well, we'll make our predictions as we get closer to the NBA season.
Yes, indeed.
Because the 76ers will be high on my list in the Eastern Conference. I hear you. I think he got a 2-year window. He's 34 years old. He's slowing down. Yes, I agree. He's slowing down. And yes, they won't be able to play him much during the regular season. They'll probably have to, do some resting for him. Some, what do you call it? Something management.
Game man. Is it game management? No, not game management.
How did we forget this?
Jesus.
Yeah.
I know the word, the terminology.
Yeah. I want to say time management, game management. Dang it, we know it.
We definitely know it. We definitely know it. I just cannot get the exact terminology.
I can't get the terminology either.
Somebody
leave a comment and tell us what it is. Yes.
Yeah, it's going to come to us.
Yeah. Whatever that management is.
Load management.
Load management. Yes. Load management. Yes. Paul George will be load management. And they're gonna put on the box score why he's out, like they did for Tim Duncan. Old. Yeah. Instead of saying lower body injury or coach's decision, it's just gonna put old. That's what the Spurs did that for Tim Duncan. It was
Yeah, I
crazy.
remember that. I
You
remember that. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
I
So
remember that.
Paul George would be there. But I mean, with that said, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of teams going after Paul George, particularly the Warriors, which was interesting because I believe this is what I believe. I mean, we'll find out what really happened when the 30 for 30 comes out on what broke up the Warriors' big three. But I bet you the fact that the Warriors went after Paul George is the reason Klay Thompson left them. Because I would have bet that the Warriors, who were willing to give a max deal of Paul George, was okay with giving 3 years, $50 million or whatever Klay Thompson got from the Dallas Mavericks. They would have given him that. But I'm sure they insulted him by going after Paul George and benching him during the season. You know, it's probably like, you know what? I'm a splash brother, a 4-time champion. And this how y'all do me? So
I think like I think the latter of what you said is probably more the benching, the getting benched and reduced minutes. Because not only was he getting his minutes, I mean, because coming off the bench is one thing if you still get the minutes, but he was getting reduced minutes and coming off the bench.
Right.
And I admit he was playing. There was a little slot in that season, this past season, where Klay Thompson was terrible. He was going like
he was bad.
3.
Yeah.
He couldn't make layups. He was missing layups.
Yeah.
Like it was just bad. And then defensive, he's not that great.
He's not the same guy anymore.
So,
right.
Yeah. So it's like
because in the years past, he was a good offensive player and a defensive player that you could rely on. They used to put him on LeBron James. They can't do that anymore.
Yep, cannot do that at all anymore.
You know,
and I don't know if it's because he's a little more fragile because of the ACLs, something like that. He for like 2 years, right?
But I mean, come on, you're not going to be the same guy after missing 2 seasons because of a knee injury.
Yeah,
right. And not only that, he had an Achilles tear. So it probably was a smart move by the Warriors to let him go because lateral movement is probably not the same. He's not the same defender.
Right.
He's really just a jump shooter out there now.
He's really just a jump shooter. He can't even create his own shot anymore like he could,
Yeah.
And he doesn't have a range like he did before either. So, yeah, it was just time for him to go. But I think when they benched him last year, he was already on his way out at that point.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I think at the beginning of the season, he was shooting 36% from 3, which is unlike him. And now he improved at the second half of the season, shot like, I think 41%, which is good for anybody else, but not good for Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
And I heard his dad was really disappointed. I didn't hear it. I read it. I think it was ESPN or somewhere. His dad was really trying to get him to go to the Lakers and was disappointed that he signed with the Mavericks. In fact, I remember, I guess it was Monday or Tuesday, I thought he had signed with the Lakers. I thought I read somewhere or got an alert that he signed with the Lakers. And then later on that day or the next day, it was like, oh, Klay Thompson signed with the Mavericks, which I think was a smarter move to sign with the Mavericks than the Lakers.
Right. But did he actually sign with them yet? Or is that because I think that trade is still pending or something? It's like they're waiting on a sign and trade or something. It's not all the way through yet. Yeah,
I
think, yeah. He said right here it says, and the Klay Thompson moved to Dallas Mavericks, in which he signed as a free agent from Golden State Warriors as part of a multi-team sign and trade, gives Golden State 2 second-round picks and sees Josh Green head from Dallas to Charlotte. So I think it's still waiting on the sign and trade part for Klay.
I see. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's a done deal.
Okay. I guess I didn't realize he was still under contract.
Yeah, he's because I think Dallas needs to get under the salary cap or something.
Maybe so that's it.
Sign and trade on.
So they're going to do a sign and trade. Okay, yeah, I see it now. They're sending 2 second-round picks to the Warriors. Okay, it is crazy. One of which is owned in 2031. They're making trades of picks 8 years from now. You know, it's crazy.
Right. That is crazy. That really is.
Only in the NBA you get trades of draft picks 8 years from now. Who's keeping track of this, man?
Right.
Yeah. So
They
yeah,
might have had 2 rounds.
yeah, right. They may add more rounds for
Right.
8 years from now. You don't even know.
I have no clue.
But yeah, I mean that's kind of an end of it's not kind of, it is an end of an era, man. It was a special time with the Splash Brothers, man.
Yeah, man.
What?
When they're jacking all threes, I mean they're responsible for the NBA the way it is now.
Yep, you're right.
To be honest, I mean they were the first ones doing it like that.
Yeah,
You know,
launching 400 threes in a season or something ridiculous.
Man,
We had
a
never
game when you
seen
had
that.
over 53-point attempts.
Right. By
I
two
mean,
players. Two
by
players
2
do it.
players. Yes. Unbelievable.
On the same team. One player was number one and the other player was number two throughout the NBA in the number of threes shot in a season.
Man.
Unreal.
It was crazy. Now everybody doing it.
Yep. Everybody. It was crazy when James Harden was doing it.
Yeah. When he was with Houston, he was going crazy at the 3-point line. I mean, it'd be amazing me sometimes. I look at the halftime stats, and it'll be 12 or 25.
Yep.
3 points. I'm like, what? That's just the 3-pointers?
Yeah.
I thought you said for the whole game, like that was all the shots. No, that's just one team 3-point shots.
Yeah. And what's crazy is like the Rockets like approach to the game offensively was either it was a three or it was a layup. Nothing in the middle.
Yep.
They didn't do no mid-range shots. Either three or a layup.
Yep. that sounds about right. Because I remember a couple of games when them Harden games when he was back with Houston, and they had a couple games over 53-point attempts.
Right. Oh, remember the game against the Warriors where they missed more than half of their threes. It was something ridiculous. They couldn't make a three. Yeah. So, but keeping with the Warriors, released waived. I think I don't know if they waived Chris Paul, but Chris Paul was gone. They cut him.
Yep.
And now Chris Paul is with the Spurs. I mean, he may work out there.
Yeah, I mean he's at the end of his
career. Yeah,
you know. So it's minimum the kind of impact he can make on teams now.
Right, he can teach the young players.
He can teach the young players, definitely can. You still see he got a little bit of that mid range he had before. Still got a little bit of that, but he just doesn't play enough minutes no more. Like people don't give him minutes anymore.
Well, one of the things I realized with him when he was with the Hornets, now the Pelicans, then he went to the Clippers, and then when he went to Houston, it really became obvious in Houston. And matter of fact, I watched the Hulu show Clipped. I watched the first 2 or 3 episodes, and they talked about it in there, about Chris Paul basically annoying his teammates. The smallest guy on the court, constantly chirping at his teammates. You over here, he always wants to direct and criticize his teammates. He's pretty rough on his teammates, and they brought it up in that series. And I kind of remember him being that way in New Orleans. He kind of annoyed David West. He went to the Clippers. They talked about that in the show. Then I remember when he went to Houston, and I think that second year, right, he annoyed James Harden, and they got rid of him. So that's just the way he is, and that may work with younger players, but with accomplished players, not so much.
Yeah, I don't know Chris Paul or anything. I just never had that feeling by watching him that's what type of player he was. He didn't seem like he was annoying people to me. He was being the team leader. He's trying to get people to do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, but I mean, after a while, you got to uplift your teammates.
Yeah, I get it.
You know what I mean? You don't want nobody constantly with the negative stuff, especially the shortest cat out on the court. You know what I mean?
Right. I get it to an extent, but I mean, That's what leaders. I thought that's what leaders did. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
talked to the other people like, and he was supposed, even though his stature ain't the tallest guy on the court, he still was like one of the team leaders.
Yeah.
One of the veteran leaders.
Yeah, no, I get it. But part of leading is encouraging,
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
Encouraging your teammates.
Definitely.
I kind of get the impression that he's not that type of a leader. He more or less tries to motivate you by talking down. You know what I mean? I don't want to say down, but kind of constantly poking at you. You're not doing something right type of an attitude, and that could be annoying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know Chris Paul, but this is kind of what I senses from, I kind of followed him when he started out with New Orleans, and as he's gone around, and after I watched the Hulu series, that was one of the things that was mentioned, and I was like, yeah, he does seem like he kind of annoys his teammates, and I remember David West seemed like he was annoyed with him towards his end with the Hornets at the time. So, few other things that happened in the NBA. Donovan Mitchell re-signed with the Cavaliers, 3 years, 150 million.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
NBA money, boy.
NBA money, man.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Next time I see my son with a book in his hand, I'm gonna slap it out of his hand, man. Go work on your free throws. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
And yeah. It's that money
What you
is
doing, man? You want
Mhm.
to sit in a cubicle with me? Go out there and work on your jump shot. That's what you need to be doing.
Right.
Your
Right.
crossover.
Yeah.
Your step
And
back.
and your boys, the Hornets got DeJounte. Got
Yeah,
DeJounte.
I do like that. I
I,
do
I said
like
the
that one.
Hornets. I mean the
No, yeah, I
Pelicans.
know what you meant. The Pelicans.
Right.
Yeah. Yes. I like that pick. I wanted him when he was with the Spurs. I was hoping that the Pelicans would make a move for him. But I think this is even better because he re-signed with the Hawks at a team-friendly deal, and the Pelicans get him at that team-friendly deal, and didn't have to give up as much as the Hawks gave up to the Spurs. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. I mean, what? Yeah, true. I mean, but it's 2 first rounders. Who's to say what those first rounders going to be till they happen? You
right.
know.
But the Hawks gave up like 4 first rounders.
Right.
So and I think he gives us, like, my biggest issue with the Pelicans last year, and I like CJ McCollum, but I don't think CJ McCollum is a point guard, right?
And he's more like a shooting guard.
He's more like a shooting guard. He can play point guard,
right?
But he's better at being an off guard.
Yeah, DeJounte is much more better distributor of the ball.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? The right person type stuff. Definitely.
Right. I think he's a better distributor of the ball, and he can attack the basket better than CJ could. CJ's older.
So is that what they're going to do? They're going to move CJ to shooting guard and move Ingram to small forward?
I think Ingram is going to be traded.
Because
we got a log jam at small forward.
Who the other small forwards?
So let's look at it from like this: wings, right? So so you got Trey Murray.
Oh, Trey Murray.
He came off the bench.
Murphy or Murray? Is Trey Murphy? Murray. Okay.
Murphy. You're right. Sorry, Murphy.
Okay. All right.
Right. So he came off the bench. And when Ingram was out, he played well. I mean, he's more of a shooter, right? A 3-point specialist at 6'9" or whatever he is, 6'8" or whatever. So
wait a minute, Ingram? I wouldn't call Ingram a 3-point specialist.
No, not Ingram. I'm talking about Murray.
Oh, Murray. Oh yeah, Murray. Yeah. Murray definitely 3-point specialist.
Right. So Murphy, right? He's a wing, so he can play multiple positions. He can play shooting guard, small forward, and power forward. Right. And then you got Herb Jones, who's the starting shooting guard, who can play shooting guard, small forward, and power forward. Who's a third team? I think he was third team defense, second team defense. Yeah. So Herb Jones, really good defender.
Yeah.
And solid jump shot. So Herb could be the small forward, or Trey Murphy could be the small forward. So either one of them can play small forward and replace Ingram because the biggest need now is center.
Mm-hmm.
Valanciunas signed with who did he sign with?
Joe Valanciunas gone?
Yeah.
Y'all let him go?
Yep. He let him
Oh,
go,
man.
man.
I did
Yep.
not know Joe Valanciunas went.
Yeah. So we drafted a center, but I'm not sure if this guy is going to be able to come right in and start. We need a veteran center. I think it would be best to trade Brandon Ingram and move Murphy or Jones. I would prefer Jones at the small forward because Jones give you a solid defender who can take out the best offensive player of the opposing team.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, the depth chart has Murray at point guard, McCollum at shooting guard, Ingram at small forward, and Zion at power forward. Yeah.
And who's that center again?
Is it Messi? I forgot how you pronounce his name, but he's a draft pick out of Baylor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's 6'11", 235. So I don't know. I never, like I said, I don't know who these draft picks are.
I mean, but Joe Val is that big rebound.
Exactly.
I know he slows down. He slows down the pace, but he's a hell of a rebounder though, and that paint presence.
Exactly. I loved him. I was not happy about the fact that they let him go.
Yeah.
He gave us some toughness too.
Yeah, right, exactly. He give you that toughness in the paint, and he's not gonna be out there shooting threes.
Right. No.
and he's gonna give you that tough inside rebounds and block game.
And not only he gave you old school hook shots.
Right. Some nice fundamental old school hook shots.
Yeah.
He won't get fancy with it. Like I said, he ain't even mid range with it. He right there at the basket every time.
Yep.
He know where he's at. He know his home. He stay there.
Right. So yeah, I mean, I think that was a loss, but I think the Pelicans have something in store because they gotta do something about this log jam. I mean, at small forward with Murphy, Ingram, and Jones. And I don't think that's fair to Jones to move him to the bench. I think Jones should probably be the starting small forward because we're going to have to pay him pretty soon because he's a great defender. So, but yeah. So, yeah, good. Thanks for bringing that up. But yeah, I mean, looking at you want to talk some real NBA money? Let's talk about Derek White and let's talk about Jason Tatum.
Yeah. I mean, you throw Jalen in there too. He got paid.
But he got paid last year. I'm talking about that. Not Jason.
Brown. Yeah.
Tatum is the top.
Oh, yeah. He's the top dog on that thing right
now. Top dog now with for a salary. 5 years, $314 million.
$314 million.
Wow.
Incredible.
Incredible. I mean, my goodness. My goodness.
He's
and check this out. A role player. Derek White, 4 years, $125 million. Role player. That's impressive, dude.
Yeah, and didn't they pay they gave Drew Holiday some money too, right? I mean, didn't he get paid?
I don't know. Did he? I don't know about that.
For some reason I want to think he signed a nice deal too, like before the end of the season. But
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Did you catch the breakdown of Jason Tatum's deal? Like it was okay, so it's not like even all the way through, all the way through the whole duration of the deal. So this first year, 25-26, he's gonna get 54 million, right? And I'm rounding these numbers off. They're not all the way even, like because it's like $54,126,450.
Right.
But I'm just gonna round it. So he get 54 million the first year. Second year, he get 58 million, right? Third year goes to 62 million. Fourth year goes to 67 million. And then the last and final year, 71.5 million.
Okay. That sounds about right.
I mean, crazy.
That's crazy. I mean, he's making over 50 million a year, 60 million. I mean, it's crazy.
Yes. And think when his final year, 2030, 75 million is going to be a starting point.
Right.
For the superstars. That's going to be the starting point number.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. I'm telling you. I mean, look what Derek White got. Derek White got, he's going to get about 30 million a year. I mean, what Jordan was getting at in the 90s, right?
Right. Now, Jordan money compared to now, he probably was making about 60 million.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Jordan would get probably more. They'd probably give him 100 million to get, because you remember towards the end of his career, they were trying to convince him to stay in Chicago, and they were just paying him ridiculous, stupid money at the time.
Yeah, it was like 1 year, $30 million.
Yeah.
$2 million,
right. Which was significant at that point in time in the 90s, in the mid 90s, to get 30 million a year when dudes were like averaging, I don't know, 2 million.
Right.
Hey, he got 30. So yeah, man. NBA money. It is out there, and that's what's happened, man. So it's gonna be interesting next year with all of the shifting and changing and signing and draftings. So I predict that the East is going to be very, very competitive next year with the 76ers with Paul George, even though you don't believe it, and the Celtics and the Knicks with the move that they made.
Knicks should be back.
Knicks should be back. So all I have to say, Cavaliers and Pacers, you're on the clock. You got to make a move. Right.
And by the way, so Drew Holiday did sign a 4-year, $135 million deal.
God. It is. The Celtics was like, let's just open up the purse, man.
And yes, they did. Just wow. Just everybody. 100 million for you. 100 million for you. 100 million for you. Oprah style.
Yeah, Oprah style. Yeah. Holiday, 100 million.
Right.
Fight, 100 million. Jason did 300 million. Everybody's getting paid.
Man. And remember when NFL started hitting $100 million contract, and that was like a gargantuan contract?
Yeah, that's nothing.
It's nothing now.
Yeah,
NBA so much. That NBA money is so stupid.
Yeah, and it's gonna get even worse once they get the new TV deal.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah. So yeah, because I mean, right now I think they're still negotiating it. Right, TNT has already lost out on the deal because somebody else is looking to pay more, and they're going to get a streaming company involved.
That's what I said. I was about to say, streaming done took over the NFL, and I know NBA done saw it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So TNT not even in the running no more.
No, but that's the beauty of it. They're not only just getting a regular like standard TV network involved, because it's going to be like ESPN and NBC is going to be involved, but they also going to have games that's going to show on like Amazon Prime or something like that. So
YouTube TV.
Yes,
I guarantee YouTube TV gonna have something.
Oh yeah,
they got the NFL package right now, right?
They do.
YouTube TV.
Yeah, that's the only reason I switched to them.
Yeah, they got the NFL package. They're gonna have some of that basketball too. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I had to tell DirecTV. I was like, look, the only reason I was with you guys was for the Sunday ticket.
Yep. Really.
Deuces. Yes.
Yeah.
Was happy.
I mean,
happy to go.
I know their stock is done. DirecTV might be done. Like
they might be. Yeah. There's no reason to do it anymore. You know what I mean?
It's really not. It's really not.
That reminds me, I need to get rid of that satellite dish.
Right, that's what I'm saying, right? You ain't got to worry about the satellite and the snow, and then joint getting, everything's streaming now. You can stream TV.
Yeah.
Why am I messing around with the satellite?
All right, man. Well, let's wrap this thing up. Everybody, make sure you enjoy your 4th of July holiday tomorrow. And thanks for joining us again. We do this thing every week. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next week.
Holla.